Hi guys, welcome once again to another section of Learning with Prep Class. I am Tutor Chima and I'll be your anchor for today. In today's section, we are going to be solving past questions on biology WAEC for the year 2018, and we are going to be looking at questions number 36 to 40. We're looking at questions number 36 to 40. This is so because in our previous video we solved questions on the same section, question 31 to 35. So today we are going to be looking at 36 to 40. Now before we proceed guys, it is customary that you try as much as possible to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our video, click on the notification bell so that you will be the first to be notified each time we have an educational content like this on our channel. You can also try as much as possible to drop a comment on our comment section box. A comment can be a question, maybe on any area you feel I need to explain more for a better understanding. Maybe you didn't understand what I actually explained. It could be in this class, it could be in the previous class before this one. Just try and drop one or two comments or question and I'll be available to attend to your questions. You can be kind enough to share our videos so that it's going to reach as much viewers as possible. Okay, enough of the talking. Let us go straight to the business of today. So just like I said, we're going to be solving questions 36 to 40 of WAEC 2018 biology. Let's start. 36. Which of the following diseases is caused by a bacterium? Remember that a bacterium is the singular form of bacteria. Bacteria plural, bacterium singular. Which of the following diseases is caused by a bacterium? A, is it ringworm? B, is it poliomyelitis? C, is it syphilis? D, is it malaria? Now let us look at all these diseases one after the other. Ringworm. Ringworm is caused by the fungus dermatophytes. So the dermatophytes fungus are the ones that cause ringworm. They are the kind of they are the fungi that affects or causes what skin diseases. So all these skin diseases in most cases are usually caused by fungi, and they are that group we call the dermatophytes, like the ringworm, the yaws, the eczema. They are all caused by what? The dermatophytes fungus or fungi. Poliomyelitis. Poliomyelitis is caused by a virus, and the name of that virus is of the group picornavirus. So the picornavirus are the group that causes what? Poliomyelitis. Syphilis. So syphilis is caused by bacteria, and the name of that bacteria is Treponema pallidum. That's the particular bacteria that causes what? Syphilis. Remember that syphilis is an STI. Malaria. Malaria is caused by Plasmodium species. And this group of Plasmodium, they are all protozoa. We have Plasmodium malariae, we have Plasmodium vivax, and we have Plasmodium falciparum. So from here you can see that the disease that is caused by a bacterium or a bacteria is syphilis. So the correct answer there is syphilis. 37. Conservation of wildlife is necessary mainly because conservation of wildlife is necessary mainly because A, is it that wild species cannot resist disease better than their domesticated species? B, is it that many predator wild animals help in the control of pests? C, is it that it prevents the extinction of species? Or D, is it that many people derive pleasure from observing wild animals? Now, what is the main reason why we have to practice conservation of wildlife? Now, conservation of wildlife is done to prevent the indiscriminate hunting or poaching of these animals, because this could lead to extinction of these animals. Therefore, wildlife conservation is mainly done to prevent extinction of these animals. So the main purpose of wildlife conservation is to prevent what? Extinction, because many animals are under threats of extinction, like the African elephant. I think I was reading a stuff that between the years 2011 to 2017, about over 100,000 male bull, that is bull or mature elephants, were what slaughtered. Why? Because these animals are usually hunted for their ivory. Their ivory, that their tusk is made of ivory, is highly prized in the market. That ivory is used in making all these precious stuffs like chain, necklaces, and all that. So elephant ivory is highly prized, so it is mostly killed for its precious ivory. When animals are slaughtered or killed for something that is highly precious like ivory, is known as what? Poaching. You can see here, this rhino is being hunted and poached for also its tusk, and I'm sure that this tusk is also made of ivory, just like the elephant tusk. So we have to conserve these animals in places and enact strict laws that forbid people from hunting or poaching them, because if this continues, this will lead to extinction and these animals will be completely wiped out from the surface of the earth. So the main reason why we practice conservation of wildlife is to prevent extinction of this species. So the best answer there is option C. 38. Okay, this comes with an instruction. It says 2 unconscious patients, X and Y, whose blood genotype are AO and AB. 2 unconscious patients, maybe they fainted, X and Y, whose blood genotype are AO and AB, respectively, we are transfused with blood of the same donor. Maybe these patients had an accident, both of them, and they have to undergo a blood transfusion. Maybe they've lost some quantity of blood and they have to undergo a blood transfusion. Now they said that patient X immediately showed signs of difficulty in breathing. That means he was shaking also at the verge of dying. Why patient Y showed no negative reaction? Use the information above to answer questions 38 and 39. Now they say that patient X and Y are likely transfused with blood of genotype. Is it OO? Is it AO? Is it BO? Is it AA? Now if you look here, you see that patient Y has AB, is a universal recipient. Patient X has A and O. Maybe A is dominant over O, so it's going to reflect as blood group A, but he has some O genotype in him. But this patient Y is AB, is a universal recipient, so it can receive any of all this blood without harm. But this AO is not a universal recipient. You have to be very cautious before you undergo blood transfusion. If you pass it OO to it, OO is for universal donors, nothing will happen to him. If you pass AO, AO is the same blood group with him, nothing will happen to him. If you pass AA, since A is dominant over O and this is AA, I'm sure that nothing is going to happen. But if you pass BO, BO means blood group B, because this B now is like dominant over O. So this is B, they are not giving him, let's say it's a blood group A, I am not giving him blood group B. Of course, that was what must have caused that. So I said patient Y, AB, which is this, is a universal recipient. But patient X, AO, can successfully receive blood from OO. I think I've explained that, AO and AA, but not BO. Because this B now is now the main dominant this thing. And if you look here, he has AO, but I'm giving him BO. That is, this O will match with this O. What will this B match with? There is no match. So that's that was what caused that harm to patient X. So because the allelic form of the red blood cell B will clump in the blood vessels of X after transfusion. So that was what caused that reaction in X. If you give someone that is a blood group A, a blood group B blood, the person is going to die, because blood group B will cause clumping of the red blood cell, or it's going to clump together with the red blood cell of the recipient, and it's going to block the vessels of that recipient, and it will lead towards death. So the best option there is that both of them we are giving BO. This BO cannot affect this one because this one can receive anyone, but this BO will definitely affect AO. So the best answer there is BO. 39. What should the hospital have done to prevent X from showing the symptom described above? What should the hospital have done to prevent patient X from showing the symptom described above? Patient X should have undergone an agglutination test, been asked for blood group, being screened for HIV, undergo a malaria test off, being screened for HIV, yes. But that is not what caused that clumping or so. So this one too is off. Being asked his blood group. He may not even know his blood group. So there's no need asking. So the best thing is for you to undergo an agglutination test. So the hospital should have carried out an agglutination test with the blood of patient X to properly check his blood group genotype before the blood transfusion was done. So even before, in a normal sensible hospital, before they carry out blood transfusion, they must undergo, or the donor and the recipient both must undergo agglutination test in order to prevent the donor's blood from clumping in the blood vessel of the recipient and causing harm. So the answer is undergone an agglutination test. 40. The greatest contribution to generic studies was made by, as they're asking us, the greatest contribution to genetics, that is hereditary and the rest of them, was made by, is it Gregor Mendel, is it Thomas Morgan, is it Charles Darwin, is it Robert Cook? So out of these four, who made the greatest contribution to generic study or the study of genetics? Now I say that Gregor Mendel is known as the father of modern genetics. So whenever you hear Gregor Mendel, you have to respect him. He is the father of what? Modern genetics. So he's the one that made the greatest study to genetics. He stated or invented two very important laws: the Mendelian law of segregation of genes and Mendelian law of independent assortment. Segregation of genes states that genes are responsible for the transmission of inheritance from parents to offspring, and during such happens, so during such process, there is always what? Segregation. This gene usually separates into what? Allelic form. And independent assortment, the way in which one particular gene is being inherited or transmitted, does not affect the way in which another gene is transmitted or affected. For example, the way in which the gene color for height is being transmitted has no business or does not affect the way in which the gene for height, for example, is transmitted, does not affect the way in which the gene for color or for reasoning or for any other thing is being transmitted. So Mendel is highly respected. He's the father of modern genetics. So the answer there is Gregor Mendel. Alright guys, we've come to the end of today's section of Learning with Prep class, where we looked at past questions on biology 2018 and we solved questions number 36, questions number 36 rather, questions 36 to 40. So if you look here, we're going to see a link. I urge you to copy and paste this link on your browser. When you do so, it's going to take you straight to our WhatsApp group. So when you join our WhatsApp group, you'll be getting updates and infos on the latest content and videos we have on our channel. So till we meet again, I still remain Mr. Chima. Bye and do stay safe.